What's up, guys? Hey, Mando, you were early, sir, but thank you for joining in. Well, I'm sorry, I this is kind of unexpected, but I want to get this off now. So my wife came home early, so I decided, you know what, let's go live. There's a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things happened between now and the last time I went on live stream. So yeah, there's a few things we need to discuss here. Let's see. But first and foremost, welcome everyone. If this is your first time, we just talk about figures, nothing sports. If you like to talk about sports, I got a different channel for that. So um, definitely check that out. I'll put it on the description here. Hey, Danny, long time no here, man. But yeah, check me out on Twitch too, because on Twitch, I guess you could sign in and do your thing on your phone, and you have like a little player that keeps on playing. Plus, I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers at 50 followers at Twitch. I guess that's the part where you become like I don't know, like a member or something like that. Whatever. But yeah, do check that out. Let's see here. Man, this is okay. There you go. Cool, cool. Hey Negan, what's going on, man? Hey Negan, thank you for the tip, by the way. Negan sent me a tip for Alita. I was talking to John earlier too. John Hansley, the owner. He's the owner of Off the Racks. That's kind of like where I buy some stuffs too every now and then. But we were talking about Alita. Negan, how are you liking your Alita, man? Did you get it yet? So I did check it out, Negan, on eBay, because there's like 5% now on eBay. I said 5%. Yeah. If you buy something, you get like a 5% back. It's a good deal, but I don't know, man. I'm just waiting. Alita's one of those figures where I really want it, but I also can kind of like wait if I don't. So we'll see. We'll see how long I can hold off to that. But yeah, I decided to like start off late today as well, because I was talking to Faiz, I believe. I don't know what time zone he's in, so he requested that if I start this late, and I know some people are from overseas, wanted me to start late as well. Hey Caesar, what's going on, man? So let's see if this is gonna work out. Hopefully you guys could join. Fucking Danny is in both Facebook and hey man, more viewers. Hey Gerard, man. But yeah, hopefully some of our friends who are from overseas can actually join in as well. So I'll wait a little bit here. Hopefully some people go on Twitch too, man. I like Twitch, although I don't play that much video games anyway. That game came out, didn't it? The Cyberpunk. So for whoever is like looking forward to that, I don't really know. It looks like an open world game. Correct me if I'm wrong. It looks cool. I don't have a PS5 yet, but it's on PS4. I know. So I don't know. Maybe I'll check that out next year. I still got a huge backlog on my PS4, so I'm not like trying to get onto PS5 right away. But man, me and Danny were talking earlier. I saw him in 6 scale scavengers too. I kind of dropped by there for a little bit. PJ Paradox Nerd had a live stream yesterday, I believe. Man, I'm getting crazy with that Star Wars lately. I finished, by the way, Danny, I know you're gonna be proud of me. I finished Clone Wars, the movie, not the series, just the movie, the 2 hours one. I think I watched it like in 3 segments though. That's the one where they're trying to save Jabba's son or something like that. But Negan says if anyone is wanting Bespin Leia, people are dumping for below retail. Pick one up for 177 shipped. Dude, it's still it's still available. I think at big Sideshow too. Delansky said Yoda is 300 now on eBay. Should have gotten him when he was 180, but not spending 300. Delansky, he was not only 180, but that I think that was Friday when they had a 10% off on anything that's available. Delansky, I have a feeling they're gonna reissue this, guys, because Yoda's on a second run. He could be on a third run for all we know. They could release another batch of this. Him, I have a feeling Obi-Wan would be the same way. Some stormtroopers, because why would people are they look at the market. People are not going to complain. People didn't complain when they did a second run of Yoda. So if they re-release the older, not older, because there's some of them are still on wait list, but just full. Um, Obi-Wan, maybe Emperor Palpatine, stormtroopers. Who knows, man? Don't jump on eBay. Just be patient. Buy other things. There's so much good things around there. I know it's tempting. Like that's our nature. When it's gone, you want to chase it. But Danny says Ahsoka was annoying from the beginning of the episode in the movie, but her character was better later into the season. Bespin Leia is on waitlist. Negan, but on Big Bad Toy Store, she's still very much available. So, but if you already picked one up, but if anyone is looking for a Bespin Leia on Big Bad, do definitely check her out. She's like 204, I think. So, I think the only problem with that Bespin Leia is you have to wait for like another figure to pair her up with, because there's really no other Bespin characters in there. But okay, so got some topics today, which we're gonna talk about. I know we talked about like third party. It's I mean, yeah, third party basically, and re-release that's basically overused now. I got some few more topics in here too, but um let's start with this guy. I don't know if you guys have seen this. So Mercenary, also known as Crossbones. Speaking of third party, man, this looks decent. The head sculpt looks shiny, which I don't know why. Um, I don't know how much this is for, but it looks good. I like it. Head sculpt could use a little bit more realism there. Don't like the paint application here, but I mean, if you could somehow put the helmet on. I don't know why they didn't include the helmet though. This is really confusing. Um, he looks good. He looks decent. He looks like a character from a video game. I don't know how accurate this is from the movie, because his role was a little bit. But this is one of those things where I don't think Hot Toys is ever going to release. I know they teased this before, but if you're really in a market for Crossbones, I like in a movie version, I guess this is your only option so far. I just don't know why there's no helmet. Are they assuming that you did buy the Captain America from Civil War to put the helmet on here? So maybe, I don't know. Um, hey Erwin, what's going on, man? Um, Ivan says, "Is the Mandalorian worth to buy?" Danny says he sure is. Yep, Ivan. I would say so, but if you're just looking for one Mando, I would say maybe wait for the Beskar version to come out, or pre-order that. But if you don't mind having two, get the non-Beskar for now. I myself is still waiting for an announcement from um Hot Toys regarding the season 2 Mando. So I'll wait for that till I pick up the Beskar version. I don't think that is gonna run out anytime soon. So Delansky says we need a third party, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Green Goblin. Oh yeah, I remember that. Danny says looks like Frank Grillo. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Just the paint application, I think it's a bit shiny for my liking. There's not a whole lot of details, I think, on some aspects, but it looks fine. Negan says, is 3-0 doing a Storm Shadow to go along with Snake Eyes? Yes, sir. Yep, I've seen the preview of that. J Rods is excited for 3-0 Power Rangers. I'm telling you guys, 3-0 is on fire right now. They're on fire. Speaking of on fire, Tony Montana, Scarface. I believe the initial one who did this was Blitzway or Enterbay. I would say Blitzway. Obviously I missed this one. I think this is retailing for 180. The hand looks really shiny. I mean, we kind of expected that. Something's off with the face. Is the nose too long? No, I don't know. Is it the clothes are a little bit baggy? Maybe, but that's kind of like how he looks like though. For 180, I really like the chair because I've been wanting that chair for a while now. I almost bought it on eBay before. So I might get this and hope that it looks halfway decent. Um you know what sucks though is because we've been getting releases that we don't expect now, such as The Godfather. And what sucks is you buy this and then all of a sudden Damn Toys makes them. Because Present Toys did The Godfather as well. And thank God I purchased that initially, but it got lost in the mail. So, I hope 1/6 Corner got their money back because they refunded me. But I never got it. I bought it back in June, and it's kind of like a blessing in disguise because I paid like 170 for it. I'd rather honestly buy the Damn Toys one, even if I add $100 more, because I know what I'm getting, like a quality product. With this one, again, I'm willing to roll the dice. Same with Michael, because I don't know if Michael Corleone is gonna be made by Damn Toys. So I'm rolling the dice on this one. It would just suck if all of a sudden we get an announcement, but then again, this is still on pre-order. And if you do it at 1/6 Corner, you really don't have to put anything down. So I guess that's not too bad. But something's off. I guess it's because it's third party that's expected. I'm mostly buying this for the chair. I just hope the chair's it's not too flimsy and it doesn't feel really cheap. So you got some stacks of cash in here. Um, looks decent. It looks decent. So I'm gonna buy it for now. I guess I'm gonna pre-order it. Again, there's no harm in pre-ordering this. Especially if you don't do it at Toy Origin, I believe. Me and John were like thinking about like with Negan. Me and John were thinking about picking up that Alita on Toy Origin. It's kind of cheap. It's like 239. Let's say shipped, it will be around 260 perhaps. But I heard like we were just talking about it, and there was already some things going on with the owner at Toy Origin that he's such a douche. And the moment we were talking about it, somebody posted like a screenshot of his conversation with the owner, and he's a dick. So yeah, I don't know if I want to give my business to that guy, because if something's wrong, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be he's gonna give me trouble. So I don't know if any of you guys bought at Toy Origin before. Let me know what your experience is, and 'cause we're debating. I'm debating on that Alita. Really, I am. It's not a must-have for me, but I kind of want to have one. Erwin says, saw the Storm Shadow from 3-0. Looks good, but sculpted arms, not sure about it. And also the vest looks sculpted too, Erwin. So it looks like it's rubber, not fabric. So I don't know how I feel about that. Their snake eyes looks really good, and it's fairly cheap. It's like 144 at Big Bad with no NRD. So I'm definitely gonna be on that. And this one, finally, Asmus did something that I approve of. Here's the thing with this guy right here. So I'm gonna zoom it in a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the paint application is already not that good on this guy. Like this is their weak points. Look at this part right here. It's not HD. It just really how it is. And Danny pointed some things out that this is not the right bow. So he busted out his book of knowledge when it comes to Lord of the Rings, and he caught it. Apparently, this is a Danny. Correct me if I'm wrong. This looks like a bow from, because they announced it as like the Fellowship, the beginning episode, not the opening scene from Fellowship of the Ring. But the bow should be as tall as the archer, and it's not. That's Asmus thing for you guys, but this looks good. This is one of those things where you army build. This wouldn't look good by itself, so you're gonna buy like maybe a couple of this, maybe a couple of those are the whatever, the one with spears. Maybe I won't because they're still pretty expensive at 190. I wish they were 170. I hope that every stormtrooper is under $200 so you can at least buy a couple and you don't feel too bad about it. Because there's not a whole lot of details that goes into those stormtroopers anyway. This guy too. Speaking of stormtroopers, if you guys know any stormtrooper that's fairly cheap that I could just use as a stand-in for my photography, let me know. And because I'm looking for one, because I like to take pictures. Like with Mandalorian, I need some props for him, so I need like maybe two stormtroopers, but I really don't want to spend that much money on them. So let me know if you guys have any source or ideas for that. Um, Danny says the Elrond didn't have that great paint apps on the armor. Also, I agree, Danny. Like the armor, the plate itself looks pretty good on Elrond, but some other parts like the gloves, he looks like he's wearing like a plastic sash. Me and Danny talked about this too. It looks, plastic. This should look like metallic, like an armor itself. They're cheaper than Hot Toys, I get it, but they're getting up there. I would put them third now. I would say Hot Toys 3-0 and then Asmus. It's because third is really a toss up. It's either I'm gonna put Asmus or Toy Star Ace at this point. I kind of like the Star Ace portfolio when it comes to diversity because with Asmus, they're just known for Fellowship of with Lord of the Rings and Devil May Cry. But that's just me. So, hey, Fapple, the Archer looks kind of like a warrior from Epic. Yeah, he looks like a generic soldier, a foot soldier of some sort. Um, Delansky said, "Do you have the Django Fett on pre-order?" I should, man. I'm getting addicted to this. Before I didn't like this clone this guys with helmet on, but I pre-ordered Commander Cody, so I'm most likely gonna get Django too. Never pre-ordered him yet, so but J Rod says never seen any Lord of the Rings because I seen it was 3 hours movies and passed on watching it. J Rod, you probably have seen the or maybe saw the extended version. I forgot, but it's really good, man. I mean, this is my Star Wars, so I'm a bit biased on it. I kind of like this more than Star Wars. So, but then again, that's just me. Hey Austin, what's going on, man? Something's off about that Scarface head sculpt. Something seems off. Yeah, I agree. I can't pinpoint what it is, but something seems off there. Negan says, I would just wish Alita was rooted here in a second head sculpt with a paint under her eyes. I agree, man. I agree. Definitely agree with that. But as far as this guy, I mean, it looks good. I'm probably gonna pick this one up, but I'll wait till there's a sale on it because Asmus normally puts these guys on sale. I'm assuming they're gonna make a bunch of these because you buy this to army build. The shield looks really plasticky though. They got to improve that paint application. Um, Either you give it a lot of shine or you kind of weather it, so you pick one or the two. I don't like this pose because that means he can't raise his arms too much. It's a bit restricted. I don't think that's the case with Negan. Either that or the person who's posing this just doesn't really know how to, because it seems like this is the equivalent of hip firing if you're shooting a rifle. You're not aiming, your shoulder should be up, your elbow should be pointing up. So I don't know. But yeah, definitely the bow is wrong. According to Danny, and he is absolutely right. He showed me the book. But knowing Asmus, though, here's what I would say about Asmus. They have pretty good customer service. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna fix this one up. You can say anything about the quality of their product. Actually, the product itself is good from the neck down. The head sculpt is where they're kind of lacking and maybe a little bit of paint application, but their customer service is top notch. I can't say nothing about that regarding to Asmus. So best in the 1/6 business, I would say. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking, I am a sucker for anything with armor, so this is a must-have. I'm kind of scared with this this leather materials right here, because I received my Boromir, and the moment I opened it up, it disintegrated. So that's not good. Also, this blue sash, we're not really sure if it's blue or gold or whatever the case is. Whatever the case is, it looks like it's made out of garbage bags. So I'm not a big fan of that. It looks like it does have wires. No, we'll see. We'll see. And also from Asmus, they released this, not released it, they showed this pictures of Aragorn. Probably shouldn't have, but I pre-ordered this deluxe version because I like this diorama piece. I can put Mandalorian in here because remember in Mandalorian there's like a huge arc that he always passes through. I forgot the name of that place, but there's like a huge arc. So in photography wise, this would look good. You know, like he's kind of like hiding from the corner. That's my main reason why. So, but yeah. I don't know if you guys have any of you pre-ordered this. I know this is something they added on. This is diecast. The steps looks good. I like the pole where the crotch grabber piece here. It looks fancy. They could have just gone with like a regular piece, but they made it fancy. Yeah, this picture look like he's cross-eyed. I don't know. There's too much shine on the eyes, maybe, and he's a bit too orange. I'm also kind of not too keen on this leather material because it looks like it's gonna flake easy. And also, what is that? I mean, you do this if the hair piece is removable. I saw that on my King Theoden, but then again, you can remove his hair piece. I don't know why it would be present to this guy, but yeah, it's decent, I suppose. Again, not a big fan of that. I just have to buy this guy. I have to. Chainmail looks like it improved. See, this is, you know, they could use a little work on these guys. You got to make it more look like leather type, more worn. But at the same time, this is $195. You won't see a Hot Toys, right? Well, this not this piece right here because this is the deluxe version. But if you just want the Aragorn, it's $195. So you won't see that from Hot Toys anymore. You won't see a sub, you know, anything under 200 for Hot Toys anymore. So let's see here. The hands look like it's bloody. That's a plus. And one thing I like about Asmus though is their box is really thin, so it's good for storage. I would say that about them. So that's a good move. Let me go back here real quick. Austin says any word in 85. No, Austin, unfortunately not. Danny says it might be 1st of January release. That's a good news, I guess. You know, so if you convert that to the US market, we're looking at March or February here. Danny says speculation. Erie says, bro, I'm excited for 3A Power Rangers. Yeah, man. I did any of you buy the Ace Toys one? And Danny says, yep, they answer Facebook messages. They actually do. Yeah, and they listen to suggestions. I know, Danny, they made some changes to Galadriel, I believe. They gave her a different cloak or something like that. So I hope it doesn't leak any blue dye. Yep, true. Ern says all this Mando talk makes me more excited for IG-11. Yeah, man. When is he coming out? It's been a while. Danny says, I'm waiting for your review and in-hand picks before buying. Yeah, man. I'm gonna buy it regardless, but yeah, you might want to wait. But yeah. Here's just not feeling it. I don't blame you guys. I really don't blame you. It looks like a cheap Barbie doll. Do you have Gothmog? I do have Gothmog. Garrett's, I don't, but I do have Gothmog. Gothmog is pretty good. Asmus is good for their villains, like in their orcs. I don't know why they don't do a lot. It's just weird. And this is the Elven Warrior. I guess pretty much the same. Not an archer. Because he has a sword. Again, same. I don't know if there's anything wrong with this, but yeah, he looks like he's wearing like a garbage bag again. But blue, a generic face behind that mask, but he has like a chainmail. So the helmet is removable. The only thing is like I wish this was 170. It looks good instead, like articulation wise, it looks good. The arm, I mean, he can do this pose, which is pretty cool. You put both right next to Elrond, that's a good display piece right there. But this is the Storm Shadow that we've been talking about with 3-0. At 144, I don't mind. Like just a companion piece. The arms, I would say this is kind of like Rambo arms. And I get why they went that way. They don't want the joints in here. And Rambo is pretty good. It's pretty flexible. I'm okay with this decision. What I'm kind of disappointed though is this torso right here. Don't make it plastic. I mean, give us cloth. This is the difference between 1/6 and like a high-end product. I mean, this is going to be 144, 150. So I would consider this high-end, even though it's not in the Hot Toys price range. But I would have paid more just to see more realism in here. Like, not this looks like rubber. I mean, the hood is fabric. I don't know, unless this is being, I wouldn't say being true to the, yeah, because this isn't a cartoon, I suppose, right? This is the animated version. So, I mean, they didn't release any more pictures. So I'm not gonna judge right away. But regardless, I'm gonna pick it up because I'm pretty sure this is gonna be cheap. And the Snake Eyes looks pretty good. So Danny says, but I'm in for Elven Warrior Archer. They're like troopers for me. I agree, Danny. I mean, they look good, man. I mean, I'm gonna get a couple, perhaps. I'm gonna wait till it goes on sale. Hey, man, Danny, you gotta let me know what troopers to get or where to get them. So because I'm in a market for one or two. Negan says, when you pre-order Django Fett, will it be from Big Bad? Yeah, most likely Big Bad. That's why I'm always, there's people like Justin and Paradox Nerd who's like a week after it released. That's why I'm 6 months after it released, because I get it Big Bad. Austin says it looks so cheap, because I guess it's cheap. 144, I don't know. Hot Toys just showed photos of their upcoming Hot Toys releases. Did they? Dave, let's take a look. Is it on their Facebook page? Man, every time I go live, like last time I went on a live stream, as soon as I went off, announced Batman. So let me see. It always comes around this time anyways, too. So okay, so far all I've seen is the cyber upcoming releases. Okay. All right, so let's share this too. All righty, so okay. Oh man, this is a lot. It's a lot to digest here. IG-11. Still undecided, but most likely I'm gonna get it. I'm probably gonna pass on this Heavy Mando. I think this is the quarter scale Spider-Man. Ooh, 85 is here. Here you go, Austin. And Cap. I like Cap's box. Tony Stark. Not gonna get this. That is a movie version Spider-Man 6 scale. Man, I got all of these on pre-order. I'm screwed. So I got this on pre-order. I might cancel this. Hype is gone for me. I always wanted a Hellboy, so I'm probably gonna keep this one. The Spider-Man, I gotta have this. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 in here that I it's a must-have for me. The IG-11, I'm still up in the air, but I'm like 80% I'm gonna get this unless something happens. But this Tony Stark, this is a pass for me. Spider-Man looks good. But yeah, that's I don't know how many, that's almost $1,000 right there, because Iron Man is pretty expensive. So Let me see if I okay that Cyberpunk. Okay, I haven't played the game, so I'm not that excited for that Cyberpunk. And again, this might not get released anyway. So thanks for the heads up, Dave. Here says, did they ever make Gollum? No, I did. They did not. That is crazy that they haven't done that. IG-11 pushed January to February. Heavy Mando was 2. Where did I go? Okay, so Irvin says, what? It's Snake Eyes also full of rubber torso. I don't think so, man. It looks like fabric. I might be wrong here. Um, if you're a GI Joe fan, I think these are decent for sure for the price point at least. I agree. Man. For the price, yep. Just Danny said, price is crazy cheap. Gerard Hot Toys just dropped a future release, and are they actually going to follow it? Man, they might not, Gerard. You know, they're prioritizing Mandalorian, so that kind of sucks. Hey, what's up, Eddie? Um, and Mario. Snake Eyes looks halfway okay. You know what? I'm okay with that, Austin. They're halfway price point anyway, so that's good enough for me. Did anyone pick up 1,000 Toys S? Oh, I don't even know what that is, man. Here it says, I just pre-ordered Hellboy. Me too, man. I mean, the movie was okay. Yeah, the movie it was decent. It's okay. You said it sucked, but I need a Hellboy. I need a Hellboy. You know, so Eddie says I'm super interested in those Power Rangers. I know, man. I don't even know if I feel bad for those who bought the Ace Toys, because Ace Toys looks decent and they're cheaper, I'm assuming. But anytime that there's a third party and then the official comes out, you always want to side with the official. That's why we're in this hobby, because we want the most screen accurate one. You know, so most likely, if I was a huge fan of Power Rangers, I'm probably gonna double dip, which kind of sucks. Just like what I mentioned to that Tony Montana earlier. Yeah, Mario says Hot Toys haven't released an upcoming release pick in forever. Eddie says didn't get the Ace Toys one. You got a good call in there. Ernie says 85 can't wait. We'll double dip with a battle damage version of it. Me too, man. Me too. Dave says Hellboy is a must, even though the movie wasn't good. They won't re-release it again. I agree. The next Hellboy we'll see is maybe if the Hellboy is pretty good. So who knows when that would be. Oh, Austin's any word on getting the PS5? Man, if anyone has a hookup, let me know, man. I need that PS5. Double down on Hellboy. Yeah, man. We need that Hellboy. I'm not gonna make the same mistake as Alita, because I did procrastinate with that Alita. That Hellboy is gonna, I would say a lot of people would buy that Hellboy even though they didn't like the movie, for the same reason that we're all talking about here, because that might be the only chance that anyone will get that Hellboy. Let's see. Let me move forward here. Okay, so we're getting here now. So, oops. All right, so I don't know how many of you guys have been collecting for a while now, but Bat Pod was really expensive back in the day. This is the third time they're releasing Bat Pod. So I don't know if any of you guys are fans of the Dark Knight Rises. I'm a huge fan of this trilogy. Probably my favorite trilogy of all time. Then Lord of the Rings. You can flip flop, either. It's like 1A, 1B for me. I have this Bat Pod. The only problem I do have here is this guys right here. They always fall off. And I think it has to be that way. If anyone has a Bat Pod, because I lost one of these guys and the stopper in the back, it's probably easy to 3D print this, but let me know if anyone has this and knows who 3D prints this, because I would need that. It drives me crazy. I'm a little OCD when it comes to these things. I don't have this EMP gun, and this, I don't know if it comes with this. I highly doubt it. It comes with this holder. This EMP gun came with the BX-12 back in the day, but never came with the armory. Man, this Bat Pod is one good piece. I can tell you that. The rubber has some weathering on it at 285. Guys, I'm telling you guys, it's a steal. If you are just a somewhat of a Dark Knight fan, I would say get it. It's not that big. It's a bit long, but it's not huge. It is long because of this bazookas right here. This I don't know what you call them. These guns. It does light up. It looks impressive. It is really good. This one's a bit flimsy. You can break this off, so you gotta be careful with this. Um, but it doesn't take too much space. It won't fit on a D12 though. So I'm gonna tell you guys that right now. It won't fit on a D12, but at 285, that is the price of a Spider-Man figure, and it's a vehicle. I mean, if you're somewhat of a fan, don't pass it up. You know what? I was wrong on my video because I tried using this on my Batman. He could do this on my Batman armory. So I was wrong on that. Like you can raise the arm. It's not as bad of articulation as I thought it would be. I mean, it's still pretty bad. Don't get me wrong, but Dave says, "Yeah, I got the Alita. It's a must. Hopefully, you will get your waitlist converted. I hope so too, man. I don't want to overpay for it, but I would get that." J-Rod says, "Take my money." Erwin, instant buy for this the Dark Knight figure. Mario says, "I'm considering picking up the Bat Pod. Sell me on it, dude. It is pretty good, Mario. I'm telling you." Erwin, I was about to pull the trigger on the armory. Erwin, I would say though the armory is a different beast itself because the armory is nice. The actual armory does light up. It is good. I'm gonna keep mine. Um, Austin says I'm getting the Bad Pod in the Dark Knight figure. Good call, man, because both of them is like what $600, and you get a figure and a vehicle. Man, that's a good deal right there. Oh, KG says go to the Facebook page right now. Oh man. Okay, Hot Toys big releases. Wow. Okay, so let's pause on this for a moment and let's go there. God damn, Hot Toys. It's a good thing I did this today or late. I mean, let's see. So I'm refreshing it as we speak. Up. I just see upcoming releases so far. Hold up. Mario says, "How long is it?" I don't know, Mario, but it's not that long. KG, are you talking about the upcoming releases? Because that's all I see right now. Dave says it is impossible to post a Dark Knight 12 on the DX12. Hopefully, the new Batman figure is more postable. I agree, man. I tried. I tried like bending his knees. Nothing. Nothing at all. Mario says the bad price. Yep, not bad at all, man. The price is amazing. Do you think they will release Joker or Bane? This is the Dark Knight Rises, so Bane seems fitting. I have a feeling, man. I mean, it just makes sense. I have a feeling, and I could be wrong, that DX20 would be Joker because DX01 was Joker. And it just seems fitting that 20 years, Dark Knight opened the door for Hot Toys. Avengers kicked the door for Hot Toys. They made them, um, mainstream, but Dark Knight was their gateway. So it would just be fitting that it's Joker. Erwin says, "Is it the right time?" No, not at all. After this hoopla, man. Um, I mean, Erwin, honestly though, it seems good in theory to get the tumbler. However, it is huge. I just sold my camo tumbler recently because it's huge. You need a coffee table to display that thing. I mean, look at my review. Unless you got a big space, if you do, go for it. It's a great piece. However, you got to have the display piece for it though. Austin says Batman looks real sitting on the bat pod. Man, these guys right here, sometimes they're cheating. Remember those stormtroopers from the sequel? Like they're kneeling. You can't make those guys kneel. And this bat pod, I mean, at least the DX12 and the Armory Batman can't sit on there like the right way. So, Irwin says, Armory bats are marked for gantry. Ooh, man. Which one is more expensive? That's my question because at this point I would say Mark IV Gantry because a big part of Armory Batman is Batman. But since you're getting this, so that kind of like negates it. So at this point, I would say with Mark IV Gantry there. Danny says it's the same news you covered, right? I think so. Yeah, I was looking at the Facebook page. It looks like it's the upcoming releases. I didn't see any new announcements, so I might be. I'm scrolling down right now, and I don't see anything else. Big Dog, I'm going to get that Batman and Batpod when the date gets closer. I agree, man. You know what? That's the thing, though. I don't even know if this is going to sell out, which is really confusing to me. I don't know. Like the timing is really odd. It's not the 20th anniversary or anything like that. It's just weird that they decided to do this Batpod and this Batman. Normally they would find a reason, 20th anniversary of something, things like that. I mean, this looks fantastic. Don't get me wrong. And this is coming from a guy that had MMS 72, DX12, Batman Armory. This is technically the fourth Batman. Fourth. J-Rod, I was so high for DX19 and I saw 2022 and it died down. Oh, KG, you saw? Yeah, man, we talked about it prior hand. It was exciting, man. I mean, we're going to get some Marvel news. The sad part is, as soon as we get those figures, it's kind of it for Marvel. And I'm a huge Marvel fan myself. So we still have the Battle Damage 85, I suppose, and the Bro Thor. But after that, man, Ben just got here. You already discussed the news about the certain falling company, I assume. Not yet, man. Not yet. I want Catwoman re-release. Big Dog, I agree with you. They got to, well, I don't know how they're going to fix it. The biggest problem with that Catwoman is flaking. So I don't suggest you guys hunt down on the secondary market because it could be mint in sealed box and you open it up and, the entire boots is flaking. So they got to find a way to fix that before re-releasing it. That I think that's the biggest issue for me. What's your thoughts on 3.0 G.I. Joe Storm Shadow? It looks good, man. The price is pretty cheap. I'm not a big fan of the torso, but if it's cheap, I'll get it. Erwin, don't get me hoping on that DX20. Man, that DX20, if it's Joker and if it's done right, you know what? I think fans would be crazy, would go nuts if it's DX11 re-release, just straight up DX11. I hope they fix it though. But do you think Cody will sell out soon? No. I think it's gonna sit for a little bit, and then it'll eventually sell out, and then they would re-release it. Mario says, I have the armor set and picking up 19 to display the standard bats and thinking about the bat pod. I'm sure it will fit in the Modu case. Damn, look at Mario Modu case. Mario, I agree because Modu the armory itself has a lot of functionality, so it would stand out, especially if your Modu case is like dark. You put like a dark background in it, and you put the bat signal. I don't know if you got that, Mario, and the bat pod. Man, Hot Toy should be announcing the reissue of Mark V at any moment. Does Armory Bat sits correctly with a bat pod? No, at least the Armory does not. Mario says, I believe this is the fifth Batman with the suit. Could be. You know what? I thought it was fourth, but it could be. I mean, if you count the because I know 72 is Dark Knight. That's the gut Batman where he has a big belly. I reviewed that. That's one of my first reviews. I think that's around 2012 or so. DX12. Oh, you're right. DX02. You're right. The DX02. Armory Bats and this one fifth. Man, he really loves Batman then. The Armory Batman is smaller than the 19, so I don't know how it'll work with a Bat Pod. Yeah, man, that Bat Pod is a bitch to post, honestly. But it is worth it. I mean, this picture right here is deceiving unless they made him taller, maybe, and made him more articulated. I don't know, because you can barely bend those legs on that Batman. And knowing Hot Toys, they would cut corners whenever they could. But man, okay, so addressing it right away, I guess they took out the lights. This is a DX12 base, which I have no problems about. Looks good. The mount plates, they added a new one. I believe it's this one. It used to be just three. Sonar lights is you would only get that from DX02. The EMP gun you would only get it on DX12. So they kind of combined the best of both worlds here. The head sculpt, I'm not even sure if it's better or worse. I gotta check it back. I'm pretty happy with my Armory head sculpt. But let's see what's missing in here. Nothing, it looks like. You got this grappling gun. The EMP gun was going for around $60 to $70 back then. The sonar head was going for around $100. I almost bought those two. So imagine that's already $170. Back in the day with my Armory, I was able to pick up this base from DX Store for around $30. So it's not too bad. But if I get this, no, not if I, when I get this, this would be unmasked. So because my Armory would be masked, maybe sitting on a bad pod or something. I hope they fix the cape, because that's one of the biggest issue with the Batman ever since is the cape. It just doesn't seem right. But I mean, I don't know if they fixed the cowl. One thing too, if you guys are like for DX12, I know there's like a little bit of flesh coming out of here. They fixed that with the Armory though. I can't tell if they fixed the articulation. I can't tell. Because I just played around with my Batman today, and it looks like I could do the same poses. I also don't know if I like this head sculpt more than my previous one. I want to get it though. Okay, so this is supposed to be elbow pads. It's been an issue back then. It's supposed to be like glued in here, but it like goes up because it's a part of the gauntlet. I can do this with my Batman. I just tried today. The legs are the bad part, because how are you going to do that in the bat pod unless they made him really, tall, I suppose. This one looks good too. I mean, I love this one. Lights up, at least on the DX12. I don't know if it still lights up. It should. Yeah, this shit is deceiving, man. You couldn't do that back in the day. You couldn't do that. Man, I love this mount plates. Ooh, they've come a long way. Although I would say if you have the Armory, I can see why you wouldn't pick this up. And this was the problem before. You see this? For anyone who doesn't have this Dark Knight, these are rubber pieces that are connected. That's why you can't really bend his legs for him to do a normal sitting down position, because this is hard rubber and it's separate piece. So it like fights you back. So I don't know if that I think it's still gonna be an issue. And then he has a fat suit underneath that you can take out. This is a weird pose. They did it again. Yeah, it's not a good pose. But see that creasing right there? I mean, this one looks a little bit, but look at this. They kind of cheated because the other leg is way below. Like it's one step lower. Imagine like have him kick, straight forward. You can't. Oh, the sonar eyes. I love the sonar eyes, man. I'm gonna get this for the sonar eyes, just by that itself. He's missing the backpack though, that you can only find on DX02. They should do like a 3D print on that one. I think people are already they did that back in the day, but they like when he was on top of the tower, they should do that too. That head sculpt is nice. All right, let me go back here real quick. Let's see. Yep, Batman and Batpod. The 19. Hey Brett, what's going on, man? Definitely getting DX19 and any more Nolan remakes. Have DX11 and Two-Face, but nothing else. I'm a sucker for the Nolan trilogy, man. I'm with you here. Really want a new Bane and Catwoman. I think Bane would be nice because the previous Bane is a bit too skinny. I don't even swappable arms would be nice, because he could wear the jacket and have joints, or like the double bended, not the single joints that we did have. So we can do the pose, the Bane pose. That's all I'm asking for my Bane, and made him a little wider. I don't like that Fison body because he's too muscular. Bane in that movie is not ripped. He's just big. So I'm hoping for that. Dave says, hope they fix the cape. DX12 was terrible. I had the custom one. I agree, man. We shouldn't spend another $40 to $70 on the cape. Mario says, finger crossed they'll remake the Begin suit. I know, man. But I like, engineering wise, I don't really know what they could do because it's a rubber suit, and I hate rubber suits because you really can't post them. Delansky said that head sculpt, it is pretty good. Thinking about getting that Two-Face. J-Rod, you know what? Good call. Get that now. If before it sells out. With the announcement of this guy, I have that Two-Face. It is a pretty good figure, especially now that it's free shipping and $20 off. Get it, man. Get it. Which figures that you pre-ordered? So I haven't pre-ordered this guy. I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait a little bit because this is one of those figures where even if I don't get it, I'm fine because I have the armory. Mando says, I really wish they would fix the weird elbow part sticking out, the gauntlets. Yeah, that's supposed to be like an elbow pad. So I don't know why it's always sticking out, man. Aaron says, I think even in the films, the cape is kind of thick. I agree, but this one just doesn't drape nicely, though. It just doesn't. I don't know what's about it. KG, I'm going to get a DX19, but I'm 2 years, and I hope they will be re-releasing the Joker. If not, KG, it makes there's a lot of third-party options out there. Obviously, you don't want to go the third-party route if you don't have to. But anything else, J-Rod says, did you hear about Alfred Molina coming out on Spider-Man 3? And rumors is Charlie Cox. Dude, that I heard about that Alfred Molina. Perfect timing by Toys. Either it's perfect timing by Toys era, or it's gonna suck for anyone who bought that Toys era because Hot Toys might even make one. But then again, even if they do make one, we're talking about like years in here. But with that being said, I'd rather wait years and have Hot Toys do it than spend like $250 on Toys era, even though that's really cool. So I'm gonna hold off with that Doc Ock from Toys era, honestly, because in maybe Hot Toys would do it again. If they don't, it's not that big of a loss for me because I don't have the Spider-Man anyway to pair that with. Erwin says the suit design on the Nolan Bat films is such a good one, might be my favorite. I would say my favorite would be the Batfleck. However, I would say that in the Nolan trilogy, they explained everything. Why the suit was like this. It's made out of Kevlar. So they made it as realistic as possible. So that's why I kind of, gravitates towards the Nolan trilogy as well. Even the Bat Pod, they explained, the tumbler, why it looked like that. So it does make sense. Dave says, I think they will re-release DX13, the Terminator. I hope so too, man. I just sold mine. So if they ever do that, I hope this would be expensive and they combine DX13 because DX13 is like just battle damage. Remove that silly T1000, remove that and give us like a clean version, like 2-pack, and make it $500. Dude, I would buy it instantly if they do that. DX13. And these are figures from like 5-6 years ago, and people are still excited. Oh, by the way, I guess I'm a huge Metal Gear fan, and it looks like they're making a movie for Metal Gear. And Oscar Isaac, I believe I forgot his name. I think that's his name. He's gonna play Solid Snake. I'm excited, man. I'm from Hot Toys perspective, I would buy any Metal Gear that they release. I bought that Raiden, I bought the Big Boss, and I bought Boss, I think. Yeah. They announced this Metal Gear before, the one with the robotic arm, I believe, from Metal Gear 5, but they never really released it. So I'm kind of bummed out about that. But if they do a movie, man, I'm all for it. And I'm just throwing it out there that this clones thingy might be Star Wars might have stolen it from Metal Gear. Just saying. Would like to see a review on Toys Era Doc Ock. Man, I might get it still. I was kind of pissed off at a 1/6 corner. I told them I was pre-ordering it, and they told me it was sold out because they never reserved the spot for me. So that kind of sucks. KG says I just start. Hey man, put the link down below here, man. I gotta check that out. I'm definitely gonna subscribe to you, KG. Oh, thank you for I appreciate that. J-Rod, Metal Gear Solid for PS1 is classic, dude. J-Rod, man, Metal Gear 1 was my best game ever that I played. Before I played, that's probably my second one now. Before and my number one would be like The Last of Us. But Metal Gear 1, I held it up there for the longest time. And PS1, I tried playing that again, J-Rod, on the PS1 Classic, the small what do you call this, consoles, and it's not as good anymore. It feels like you're playing Lego. But yeah, going to our what I put in here. Okay. So we haven't talked about this. So third party, so we got this news. Oh, speaking of which, no, let me put this up here first. Yeah, because we're like all talking about it. Man, this looks great. I mean, I'm happy for I'm not a huge fan of Power Rangers, but looking at this, I mean, this looks fantastic. This looks great, man. I think this is just from eyeballing it. It looks better than Ace Toys. I mean, it looks like straight from the TV show. Ace Toys, it's still pretty good. It's a good alternative. But again, like we talked about it earlier, if somebody else is doing it, if Hot Toys or 3-0 is doing it, you might as well get it from them. So for any fans out there who hasn't jumped on the Ace Toys, this is some good news right here, man. Gerald says, I'm going to get the set. Oh, yeah. KG. All right, guys, check his channel out, man. KG Collector. Posted my first video. I'm gonna check it out, KG. I'm thinking about getting this 3-0 G.I. Joe. Is the quality that there's as good as Hot Toys based on your experience? You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like the first one was not too good, but steadily they've been improving. I can only tell you what my experiences with Jon Snow. That was pretty good. Rambo, probably, and that's from 3-0, probably the best figure that I received all year. And that includes Mandalorian. But yeah, so if that's what you're worried about, don't be, I would say, because they're pretty good. So I don't have any doubts with this line as well, this Power Rangers. Eddie says they'll probably come with better accessories. I agree, because I don't have Ace Toys, because I don't think Ace Toys had stands. I hate to disappoint you, Eddie, but 3-0 is not known for including stands as well. So I got Rambo and a bunch of Game of Thrones back then. I also have a few things from 3-0. Walking Dead, not have stands. But that should be the least of your worry, because they all look good. You can buy like generic stands anyway. But I would say the biggest news for me this week would be this guy right here. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a bit sad. Even though I don't really have any affiliation with these guys, So Toys deleted their social media. Yeah. So with our topic, is this the beginning of the death of a third party? I don't think third parties are gonna die completely. They're always gonna pop out. Like So Toys would just pop out with a different name. However, they already built a brand. We all know that So Toys and Toys Era are one of the best when it comes to third party. Now we got to play the guessing game again. Shafiq is asking what happened to So Toys. I heard they got a CND from Disney or Warner Brothers or something like that. So they were asked to shut down, and the place that I buy third party from, third party figures, which is 1/6 Corner, they also confirmed that they were told to remove any So Toys product from their website. This is not good for collectors. I always want options, regardless if it's third party. I don't hate Hot Toys, but I always wanted a competition for Hot Toys. I'm not saying So Toys is the competition for Hot Toys. However, I like the fact that they exist. I like the fact that Toys Era exists. I hope they continue making products, honestly, and just rebrand their name. The thing, like I said earlier, is that it's gonna be hard for us buyers because now we kind of already know So Toys. You know, they I would say they're the second best. I would put Toys Era as the best. Toys Era is almost like Hot Toys anyway. But now, now we're gonna see, are they, what's that other figure? Present Toys or something else, like So Toys became a staple for the past 2 years now. J-Rod says Mickey Mouse said stop stealing. Hey man, when that corporate hammer goes down on you, um Brett says they will just rebrand and change their name to Actually Pretty Good Toys. Yep, they're not so anymore. They're pretty good now. I would say so. They would just, it happens in every walks of life, not just collecting, but it just sucks for us because I think we're gonna carry the load for this one, since even if they do rebrand, they gotta recoup some of that money, and that would be passed on to the consumer. Meaning we're gonna have, their products is, like, it's pretty cheap. I bought their Quicksilver for $110 at 1/6 Corner, and has 2 outfits, and the head sculpt was pretty good. They've been doing X-Men, which was safe from Marvel for a while until Disney acquired Fox. So now they're on their sites. They've been doing Daredevil, I suppose. They were slated to release The Boys. Now we're not going to get it. Maybe we still would, maybe, who knows. But I'm assuming they're gonna lie low for a little bit, and you know, go back out of the hiding, in a few months. Who knows? But it sucks, man. Like, I fear for Toys Era. I think they're gonna be next because they're pretty big. And then after that, we're gonna go back to the Dark Age, because we just talked about it last time, that this is like the golden age for third party. Let me see here. Let me go to 1/6 Corner. Plus, right now, if you remove Toys Era and So Toys, and you go to 1/6 Corner, all you gotta find out is no name companies again. That this is Present Toys. M Toys is getting up there too. Present Toys again, because we kind of know what to expect from these guys. Like, this is a Mars Toys, which I think Zhao reviewed, and he said it's pretty good. So, but you remove, so this is Fire Toys. Now we got, I don't even know what this is. This is Fire Toys, SW Toys. This Joker is pretty good. So if you guys are if you wanted a Joker, I would say get this instead of the Comedian. Look at the price; it's almost double. So don't get the Comedian. We got Daft Toys, which is Daft Toys is pretty good, but mostly Present Toys now. Oh, you got the Mob Boss. This is the Mob Boss that we're talking about here. Yeah, don't get this one. Get the Damn Toys one. Oh, I thought it was out of stock. Why is it add to cart in there? We got the Fast Toys, Bullet Head. I mean, it's gonna continue. They can't really not have third party anymore. They can't stop them. I mean, oh, speaking of which, look at this Bane. How much was this for? 129. It's out of stock, but you got the stock market costume here. Does he have a helmet, even though it's not wearable? I mean, it looks pretty good. I'm not going to spend $130 for this, but But yeah, I think it's going to be harder now from here on out. It's going to be harder, and it's going to pass on to us consumers because they're going to have to be creative. It's not going to stop, but it's going to decrease the things that Lucius Fox. See, perfect timing for the Dark Knight that's just going to be released. So, um, yeah, if he says, just showed us upcoming release for next year. Dirt says, "Oh no, the boys, I was looking forward to those." I know, man. It's Damn Toys licensed. Now they do release licensed product like Assassin's Creed and now The Godfather, but for the most part, they also do unlicensed. That's the thing with Damn Toys, which is really confusing. They also do like unlicensed ones, so they're playing a game that's kind of dangerous, man. Look at this base too from 1/6 corner. They said that it's pretty heavy. I don't know the shipping, but they said this is the base that you're gonna get, like a gargoyle for $90, which is pretty steep. But if you have Batman and you want to pose him around like this, they said this is from a statue that they recast and shrunk down. I don't know the shipping price for this one, but I'm kind of interested in here because if you're doing display, it looks pretty darn good. Oh, let me remove this. It looks pretty darn good, like you put him there, having standing up. I like it. But for $90 though, see, can we zoom this in? Oh, well, that's pointless. This is bigger. You click it, it becomes smaller. And you got the Joker on the back. They kind of blurred out the bat symbol, I guess, to not get in trouble with Warner. Yeah, man. And as far as the I don't know, man. I think they're not gonna go away, but it's gonna be really hard for us. Now, if I were you guys, if you're planning to pick up that Batman, get some of these guys. Get the Master Ninja. He is Raza Ghul. I don't think Hot Toys is gonna touch that license though. That Raza Ghul. So you can get that. And Bane, I think they still have a Fire Toys Bane. So you can get that as well. And some other stuffs here. Okay. Sorry, I'm just like looking at this releases from Hot Toys. I thought they added more, but they didn't. So let me go back to Sideshow here real quick. J-Rod, Bank Robber Joker. Yep, they got a Bank Robber Joker too. I don't think they're going to re-release that because they already got the 2.0 Bank Robber Joker. And honestly, I do have the 2.0 Bank Robber Joker. It gives the yellow stain here at the middle. I don't think the Damn Toys has that because I think it's magnet or something. So, or it doesn't have the glue because that's the glue stains from doing that buttons and all that stuff. Do you guys think we're gonna have another sale from Sideshow? Because I had this points that's still burning a hole in my pocket. So I'm thinking of getting Cody, but I don't want to buy it. So I put it on my wish list, hoping that either my mom or my wife would buy it for me for Christmas. And Qui-Gon. Again, I don't want to buy it, so I'm hoping that one of them would buy it for me. Now, if they go on sale, I gotta buy it. But so far, nothing's available in here. So this, okay, so the Batman apparently is $290. I didn't know the price because I wasn't that interested in it, honestly. Okay, so this Batman right here, $290. This is cheaper than the Iron Man mech test, and it's a DX figure. What's the Iron Man mech test? Or Deadpool. or Venom Pool. It's $100 cheaper than Venom Pool, or not even that. It's the same price pretty much as this boba. Which the only special about this boba is the box. That's pretty much it. That's a crazy price for that Batman. Batman, you guys should get it really. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Dark Knight fan, but because it's an insane deal. But then again, it's a reissue. I really don't know how I feel about reissue, honestly, because I do have like there's some minor adjustments to this that I feel like it was unnecessary. I'm happy for you guys that don't have this, but I wish they would have. Maybe they changed a whole lot. I don't know. See, it says here head sculpt with LED light up function on the eyes. So that's the sonar eyes. A brand new developed head sculpt for Bruce Wayne. I agree. They didn't say anything about the LED on the stand, so they removed that. It has a LED light up on the EMP. That's cool, but they removed the light up from the base. Just that's fine. Brett says, I wish there was more third-party figures for licenses that no one does officially. Already plenty of Marvel DC. Also, interstellar figures. I never thought of that. That would be good. Batpod cheaper than Gold Wonder Woman. I want to hear your thoughts on this, guys, because the only reason I said the third party, because like Mario said, this is the 5th time that this Batman has been released. It's easy to say. It's easy to say if you don't have this or you never had the chance. So it's like that's cool, that's fine. But imagine, like a part of me hopes that this would have been Ra's al Ghul. But then again, it wouldn't make sense if this is Ra's al Ghul and half the people or most people doesn't even have this because it got released when they were not mainstream. So I'm kind of torn on this, at least on this one. I don't mind re-releasing Mark V, the diecast one, because technically this would be the 3rd time. This is the 5th time for this guy. I mean, meaning people have like 5 chances to get him. And there's always eBay. And I think DX12 is not that expensive anyway. But I'm happy. I'm happy that they did it, you know. Let's see. Hot Toys DX12. Okay, so now there's going to be a ton of DX12. But you'll be crazy. Why would you buy a $320 DX12 if the new one would be arguably better and it's $30 less? This one's $389. This is $350. Okay, this is somewhat reasonable if it holds up to $250 maybe, because you don't want to wait 2 years. Let's just make that argument that you don't want to wait 2 years. I get it. But are we really going to wait 2 years? Because if it's everything on that on this release is reused. If they didn't make any improvements to the body. If they only removed the fat suit, look at this guy. It's $229 and it's just the body. It's crazy. This is one of those things where I feel like this is going to be like Mandalorian, which they said 2022, but this would be released maybe mid next year. I bet you, because even the head sculpt, they said it's new, but it's not really new. I wonder if we will see a Crown Series Aragorn someday. Maybe yes, but not in this life, sadly. I agree. Maybe not yet, Supertramp, because they can't even get the regular one right. If they're somewhat close, then they could incorporate their, rooted hair and all that stuff. They got to get this release right first. And then if they do, they can put it on the second level, which meaning having purse, rooted hair. But sadly, like you said, not today. Hey, good night, man. Ern says, after Endgame figures release, I think Hot Toys will be doing newer versions of the MCU figures. They could, like updating Mark V. Mark 1 for sure is a must at this point. They could re-release Mark V, Mark 6. I think most collectors are going to be happy with that. They could re-release because there's no movie coming out today. I mean, the Star Wars alone. Um, let's go. I bet you there's a lot of people who's asking if you're a Star Wars fan, especially with the boost of Mandalorian. I'm sure Star Wars fans are not gonna complain. It's still gonna sell if they release some of these guys. Let's go here. Because if you go all the way in the back, you'll see the wait list. And we're talking about the Yoda earlier. That Yoda was on wait list before, and then it became on stock again. See, if they really not reissue this Mud Trooper, I'm sure not a whole lot of collectors are going to complain. And if you go on the back here, see, I made my wait list with this girl right here. Do the Superman, Emperor, this Batman Prestige. Although this Batman Prestige, if you're in a hunt for this it's on Amazon and it's retail. Dooku. This Vader is gonna come out. Oh no, this is the quarter scale. This Royal Guard, Obi-Wan, Black Panther. If they're really out of material, just re-release this, guys. And it's instant money for them. Instant money. Although I'm not gonna buy any of those. But I know there's a lot of people who would buy this guy for 274. The only thing I have with this guy though is that I would love to have him, but I'm not sold on the head sculpt. And I think he's gonna have his own TV show on Disney Plus. So if you're in a hunt for this, I wouldn't overpay because you might have another chance at his own show at Disney Plus. That's the only thing. And then if they really just want to have a reason to release some of these guys, for example, Dooku, they can say he's the Attack of the Clones Dooku, or the Clone Wars Dooku or something. That's another reason right there. So I kind of missed out on this one. I wish I didn't, but then again, this is one of those figures that you kind of want to have, but not really. You know what I mean? It's like still $300, and it's kind of boring because he's just sitting there, and I guess the feet doesn't really touch the ground. He's awkward sitting too. So, given the second chance, I probably would buy it this time though. If given the second, I think he is relevant enough that I can overlook some of the things. And plus, his feet is covered anyway, so no one can see that his feet doesn't touch the ground. But all right, guys, I think I'm gonna head out now. It's getting late in here, but I'll probably do another one before because I'm gonna get my vacation done. So we're next stream we are gonna talk about the I guess the give me some suggestions, but I have something in mind here, like the Hot Toys that never was. So one of them is that, like, Hot Toys that never released. They teased us but never got it. Questionable releases by Hot Toys, no second chance yet, and Hot Toys that I regret selling. So let me know what you guys want to talk about next week, unless we got some major news, although I highly doubt it. But yeah, I would see you guys next week. And go ahead, check out KG Hobbies channel, and also check out Collecting Weekly. I think we're gonna have an award show on Tuesday about like a figure of the year. We can also do that next week. So all right, thank you for watching, guys. Always stay safe, and just keep on collecting.